All right. We filmed a episode of Half Baked Sports last night over at my house. Unfortunately, good friend of ours, James, aka DJ Thumpa.
That man.
All right. He wants to weigh in too on some of the stuff that we discussed yesterday. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it. You already know my picks, so we're basically going to try to concentrate on him. Maybe a little banter if we have a disagreement here.
Yeah.
But,
that might happen.
but should be good, and we'll add it to our video list here shortly. All right, so first thing that we wanted to go over was each division and who we think the division champions are going to be at the end of the year. First, going with the AFC East.
Yeah, I'm going to start on the AFC East. I've been looking at the Buffalo Bills, and as of now, all I can see and hear is a lot of bloviating about how good they could be. They had their chance. They took their chance against New England. It didn't pan out. The Dolphins are a dead issue. I don't even see. I'm hoping that they will win 3 games. Hopefully not.
Maybe against the Jets.
Well, that may happen. I mean, it's a good possibility. It's even versus even. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Patriots to win that division. I mean, it's not a gimme, but you know, they do show promise. They always show promise. They got the GOAT. They got the best team and the best coach on the planet. So
I have to say, you're right. It's probably not a give me, but it's probably the closest thing next to a gimme. They're definitely missing some wide receiver action there. That loss of Antonio Brown hurt, especially when they traded off Demaryius Thomas. From what I understand, I haven't validated this yet, but there was rumor that Belichick was trying to go after a receiver from Minnesota. Diggs, I believe, but I need to validate that, and but definitely keep an eye out because I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go find somebody else.
I'll be honest, he could pick anybody out of Miami right now.
Oh, probably.
You know, they got great receivers too.
But,
I mean, those guys are fast, but there's no way that he can't.
Well, their offensive line is trash because even Fitzpatrick can't do his magic. What's up with that?
Fitzmagic is gone.
So yeah, but I do like what Buffalo's got going on. I don't think they got enough to beat New England. And of course, the verdict for me is out. I'm keeping an eye on Buffalo until week 9 when we do the full recap.
Watch them until you don't have to, is what I would say. You know what I mean? Until you absolutely don't have to. Something tragic happens in that backfield, then that's when you just let it go. Because right now, that's all I'm seeing. Buffalo, New England. That'll probably be later in the year.
Yeah, I think it's week. I think somebody made a comment of week 15 is when they face off again, but that's in Foxborough. And hey, look, that defense is good. I mean, if they could potentially orchestrate some magic,
it'll be a close score. It'll be a closer game.
I don't see Buffalo going into Foxborough and defeating the Mad Genius on home turf. I just don't see it.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
We'll watch it definitely.
That doesn't happen.
All right, so the next one on the list is the AFC North. I know this is a little bit close to your heart here. So what do you got?
I got a job application in for the Steelers as far as a head coach or even a defensive coach because that's where they used to make their money. They used to make their money on defense, but now there's nothing but question marks everywhere you look. They look decent in the last game. I got to see the highlights from it, but that's it.
And I'm not going to take anything away. I mean, 27-3. That was a train wreck.
Yeah.
But it definitely stayed. My only problem with that is if you take a look, it's Cincinnati. Yeah. Is it something that you can get excited over? No. Happy that they finally won one and they finally got a formula that may work moving forward. Definitely.
Yeah, they got off the snide.
But they got a tough one coming up here. Baltimore's coming in, and they're off of a tough loss.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
They're walking in angry.
Cleveland came in and beat Baltimore?
Yeah.
I mean, that...
I was upset. I was really upset by that because, again, I, of course, picked Baltimore to win that because they were, just airing it out. They took me back to when Baltimore actually had good receivers, a good quarterback. But now that performance was crappy to say the best. But now as far as taking who's going to take it out of there, I'm going to run with my beloved Steelers and the Ravens. Close second. You know what I mean? That's my closest.
I have to say, even with Mason Rudolph, with the formula that they kind of basically put together against the Bengals, if they can move that forward, I think they have a shot. But right now, I'm leaning on Baltimore myself to take that division.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Cleveland, though, being a surprise, they're definitely a team to watch. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're good enough to, because think about it. They've already got the at best, a potential split, maybe even a sweep if they can pull that off again, because Baltimore's going to be coming to Cleveland sometime. But they still play the Steelers twice, and so for me, Cleveland's got a really tough road to prove. But I think it's going to be a good watch.
Yeah, the strength of schedule is probably not going to go in Cleveland's favor. But
no.
But again, everybody should have known last year, first game of the season with Cleveland, the way they played the Steelers and ended up in a tie. That should have let everybody know you got to take that team serious. And as all of my old coaches always said, you never take a last place team lightly.
Especially
Cleveland walked right over that.
Especially a divisional opponent, which we had that conversation last night as well.
They're serious. There's something serious, but again, they're almost like in that division. I would say the Dallas Cowboys of that division because again, if something can go wrong, it will. But
we'll
I'm still looking again, going with my Steelers, tops over the Ravens.
All right.
AFC
so now
South.
The next one is the AFC South.
That is, if I had a coin, I would throw it away. I wouldn't even flip it. There's nothing in that division that I could base a win or loss on ever again.
I have a question. Doesn't it kind of remind you? I mean, granted, we're only 4 in. All 4 teams are tied 2-2-2.
Yeah.
So, but does it not give you that little hint of old NFC East when everybody beat up on each other and the best team was 8-8 or 9-7?
Yeah, and that's exactly where these guys are going to end up again. You know what? But I guarantee you, 2 of the teams probably will be spoilers, and that's always going to be the Colts, and it's always going to be the Texans. The Jaguars, again, they're becoming prima donnas as far as the coaching and what gets out and who they have. I'm not worried anymore about that cornerback. I mean, just get on, either let the guy go. Talk about
the Jalen Ramsey issue.
Your quarterback, your initial quarterback went out. Find somebody else for that cornerback and let's move on with the season. But they won't do it.
Right now he's just upset because their season looks a little dismal right now. Mm-hmm. And I don't blame him. He wants to go to a team that can actually win a championship. But at the same time, this is the problem with the win now mentality league.
Yeah.
and I get, the average NFL career is 3 to 5 years. So that gives you a small space to actually capture some excellence and some championships.
Not with Jacksonville.
But and as much as I like what that backup QB Minshew has done, he's got a long way to go still too. And especially now that the Titans are starting to get rolling. Come on, that win against the Falcons and
but okay, if you put Jacksonville, they're playing Carolina I think next week, right? I think. And if that's the case,
I wish I would have brought.
It's no worries. What I'm saying, you take a team like Jacksonville, then you put them against Carolina. Again, that coin, I would just toss it out the window. You can't make a pick on these teams. Anybody in the AFC South, you cannot really just firmly say, they're going to go in there and win. That's the only division I can look at and go, I don't have a clue.
Yeah,
I can look at it. It's whatever.
I'm still leaning toward the Colts because I think they're the best put together team. Mm-hmm. They've got a solid O-line. Jacoby Brissett's been playing well. They got a decent defense, not a great defense like Texans or maybe even Jaguars, but they've got a good one. I think they can hold.
Well, our beloved director gets upset with me every time I tell him I'm not happy with what Andrew Luck did. I'm still not. I can't get past it. It's one
don't get me wrong. I don't like the timing.
Yeah,
because
he did the right thing, but I'm just saying it was how he went about it. Come on, man. But I gotta get out of the division. It's giving me a headache. It's hard. Right, the winner of that division, I'll give it to the Texans.
Last AFC is the West. I know.
Well, and this is and it's only because of the first time I met this guy. I'm gonna say this, but the Chargers, well, they're pretty much done, but they'll come in second. Chiefs, obviously. Broncos, not a problem.
Chiefs are already.
Raiders are not going to do anything until they move to Vegas. And it's and take it now as how I put it before. I think they're vying to get a first-round pick. That the coach is not overly happy, and it's been told before. Well, he's not happy with that quarterback he has now.
But if you take a look, Oakland's 2-2. Yeah. I mean, it's not nearly as bad as some of the other teams that we've already discussed. And I think that they're going to get a couple more wins down the stretch. I think they're better teams like than the likes of Miami and the Jets, who are on the schedule. As a matter of fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Oakland may have already beat the Jets.
I have to look, but no. I can guarantee you watch it.
No, as a matter of fact, the ones that they beat, surprisingly, is Denver week 1 and Colts this last week. So those are the 2 wins.
I thought the Dickinson Gators beat the Broncos a couple of
Well,
weeks
they
ago.
probably
But
did.
my favorite.
But that settles up all the AFC. The one comment I would like to put in is I agree. My Chargers are in trouble. They're even in trouble when you look at it from a wild card point of view. I took a look, and in my opinion, you got to do 10-6 in order to have even a shot at a wild card spot in the AFC.
In that division, because Kansas City's gonna run away.
Because I have a funny feeling. I mean, when you take a look at the division leaders, there's only 2, and if Buffalo gets on a run, they could take 10. And so that means Chargers have to get 10 or better in order to have a shot. And with the likes of Steelers coming alive, Baltimore, and now Browns are playing, and we already discussed the South. So, I mean, they're just going to beat each other up.
Well, we'll talk about the Steelers later once they approve my application. But right now, my favorite division.
Head coach
defense coordinator. That'll be fine.
Well, they did. Yeah, they're missing LeBeau.
They
move right in, right?
But Dixon, I'd be in there. It don't matter.
All right. Next up,
East.
The NFC.
My favorite. Oh my goodness. I mean, honestly, 3 out of those 4 teams, I'm a huge fan of. Believe it or not. But right now, to take that division, it's gonna be the Cowboys. The Eagles I've seen enough of Philadelphia to let everybody know there's nothing about the Eagles that's gonna come out of there. Maybe they probably will go 3rd, maybe come 3rd, because the Giants really do. They have another quarterback. The kid is new. He's a rookie. You know how that rookie, new rookie smells.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna get out there and air it out, and those players are gonna back him up. The running back.
But I have to be honest, though. I mean, if you take a look, the last 2 wins they have, the only one that's impressive to me is the Tampa Bay one. Because if you take a look at what Tampa Bay just did this week, I mean, that's why I'm giving that one a little bit more credibility. You really can't give them credit for beating up on a bad Redskins team now, can you? I mean,
no,
you can, but I wouldn't. I want to see more out of Daniel Jones and see what he's got in him. I still think right now it's going to come to Dallas and Philly. Granted, Philly has definitely taken a few steps back. They're not the Philly that we know from 2 years ago when they actually won the Super Bowl. But I think that they still have enough in the tank that if they want to push for it, they could get at least wild card spot. What do you think?
The Philadelphia is gonna get that. If anything, I think they'll probably get over 9 wins. But what really kind of troubles me is that everybody put all of their stock into that quarterback.
Yeah,
and I'm like, he had a great rookie season and came back in and tried to get. It's just those injuries.
I know injury,
and he does look gunshot.
And this time. No Foles,
no backup. Yeah, you don't have him to come in and walk and do it. Help you out. Even if he's injured already. So you can't use him. You can't go back and get him before the trade deadline, which is at
broken collarbone.
Yeah, the trade deadline I think is at the end of this month. So right now these teams can pick anyone, but they can't go get him. So you don't have a decent backup. I honestly, I'm going to pick Dallas to run out of there with that. Philadelphia close second.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to come down to those 2. Definitely going to be paying attention to that division here, or at least those 2 teams.
I don't like Dallas. I hate Dallas. I hate Dallas. Go ahead.
It's not Dallas.
It's Cowboys.
No, it's Southern Oklahoma.
Southern Oklahoma. My bad. Yes, Southern Oklahoma. Southern Oklahoma Cowboys. I don't deal with any of that other mess.
All right. So next on the list is the NFC North. Who do you got?
You know who I wish I had? Chicago. I love defense, and I would watch every one of their games. They could fast forward past offense. I watch every Chicago game if I could just watch their defense. The defense is so amazing, but there's nothing on offense that I've been impressed with. The Lions, I'm not going to say they got lucky. They're talented, but they do lose on the offensive line constantly, which I can't stand. The games always come down to the last minute. Green Bay. Even going with the bad man. I mean, he is showing flashes of 4 or 5 years ago. That's what I didn't like. You guys always said, well, why don't you like Aaron Rodgers? I was like, well, because he's just not that guy. You know what I mean? I still don't feel that way. He's done some incredible things.
The only thing I feel bad for Rodgers is if you take a look at that last game, there were some missed drops that should not have been dropped. So those have to be on the receivers. At least part of the responsibility is on the receivers, if not majority of it.
I don't think he and his offensive coordinator getting along too well.
I don't think so either. Take a look. He got McCarthy fired, and McCarthy was basically the OC.
Yeah.
I mean, he was driving that offense. And they got a new head coach. They got a new system. And Aaron Rodgers is trying to get in line with the new system.
Yeah.
But if you take a look, he resorted back to his usual bad habits. My only complaint about Aaron Rodgers, and I covered it last night, and I'll say it again, is that For some reason, he is okay with throwing it away. And there was at least once, and according to John, there was twice, to where if he would have went to his check down, that would have been 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah.
And so instead of looking at a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 10, it would have been a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, but that's the part that I never did like about him. He had no Brett Favre in him, which is a good thing.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
positive.
no gunslinger.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like he gets frustrated because he seems to look out and see someone is in the wrong area. And I'm like, no, you're throwing it to the wrong area. These guys are looking at him. You've seen them when they're walking back to the huddle. But let's get off Green Bay. I just know that they're going to come away with it. I actually think the Lions are going to step past the Vikings in Chicago.
I mean, if you take a look at the whole teams, because that's a very even team, minus the Vikings. The Vikings. When you consider
that was a money grab in Minnesota for that quarterback.
Trust me, people are going to be going after. They're going to try to get the Vikings to trade him before the end of the month.
Well, and you know what, they'll trade him to Jacksonville. See, the thing is, that's the same problem that I have with the Houston Texans. Because you played for a certain team and you beat a certain team once, that's now the person that should lead your organization. I don't think so.
If that was the case, why didn't they keep the the good money, the cheap money, and keep freaking Case Keenum over there? Because at least he was winning when over there, because the team came together. This is what I see with Keenum. The team came together. He didn't have to support the team.
But did I mention the word lucky?
Oh yeah,
I'm sure I said that because he got lucky.
Well, I'm not going to deny that that a couple of those plays went his way, especially that last one, which almost got him into the further down in the playoffs. But I don't know. It seemed weird that here you have a kid. Yeah, he was the backup. He's not the one you wanted because Bradford went down. Remember that?
Yeah.
So now you got Keenan, and with him, you get a team that comes together. And what do you do in the offseason? Oh, sorry, kid, you're gone. Which that's why it's not a surprise to me that the team is not coming together.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't think Kirk Cousins is a guy that can pull a team downfield. He's just not.
Only thing you change on a team is the team bus. If the team bus has a flat, you don't change the quarterback just because he had a bad game. That team gets rid of the whole. It's just sad.
It is sad, and of course,
pathetic.
But I have to agree. Detroit's definitely one to watch. It could be a 3-team race: Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago, depending on the health of the quarterback. All right, so next up is the
NFC South.
NFC South.
I'm gonna say one team, Saints. You may speak. I'm done. That's it. I mean,
Atlanta, you're right.
I wish
Atlanta's done.
I wish Atlanta would leave the league and go to the XFL because Atlanta Falcons, that's what they deserve to be. I'm sorry. There's nothing about Atlanta anymore that's a threat. That's an issue. They all should have walked home from that Super Bowl against New England. They're horrible. And they don't even mesh anymore.
I mean, the thing that got me this year,
that's
and
the
I
guy
was a little upset.
That's the guy who lost. 28.
Atlanta, you beat Philly at home, and then 2 weeks later lose to the Titans.
Yeah,
at home.
Titans.
Now I don't know. I didn't look at the injury list. Maybe I missed something. Maybe somebody key players are out, but I don't know.
No, they got it.
Yeah, they got Falcons done. I like the Saints, but I do have to make an honorable mention here. Look, Kyle Allen with the Panthers are playing good, and that defense is playing good. They may be a spoiler for some team. And Tampa Bay, I mean, I thought they were a fluke, but then I started looking in. They have Bruce Arians as head coach.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles is the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And these are two very
they had to get
coaches. I mean, Todd Bowles, I thought they were stupid for letting him go from the Jets. I thought he made the Jets better.
Yeah. And everything about Tampa Bay is spelling out the word spoiler. And I mean, again, second to the Saints. I will say this now. Now I will stick with it at the end of the season. Tampa Bay is coming with something serious. I mean, they're gonna get.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they made a wild card spot for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I mean unless some fluke happens and the NFC North takes two of the wild cards, but I think it's going to be close.
If Tampa Bay and Philadelphia are playing tomorrow, I'd pick Tampa Bay.
I think
in a heartbeat.
I would right now.
But that should have been the quickest segment because it's just been Saints. Keep moving.
On.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say.
All right, last but not least, the NFC West, which is definitely a good topic to talk about.
Yes.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. What do you got?
I am secretly in love with the 49ers. But to walk out of that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, but to walk out of that division, man, unfortunately, that powerhouse that is Seattle, man. It's always Seattle. They always just that thorn in everybody's side. And again, they have a now extremely veteran quarterback. They have a better running back core.
Yeah.
The offensive line is still the same. That defense got some question marks, but I mean, I'm sorry, if San Francisco can get all of their key players together and keep that running game strong, man, it's just a different atmosphere there. So out of that division, yeah, I don't like the Rams. Who cares? I mean, I really used to like them, but they really, I guess I was still a little bit irritated, not because of the outcome of the game. It was because of the simple fact that they never came out and said that something was wrong with the running back.
Yeah.
That really disturbed me. I'm sitting there.
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, I'm looking at the game. I'm like, it doesn't take but 2 seconds to say maybe he has an injury, but no one said anything. This is your star running back.
Maybe that's why they're keeping it hush-hush.
Yeah, but you're trying to intimidate New England? You can't intimidate New England. Come on.
But I have to tell you,
we're not going to say nothing. We're going to have him stand on the sideline with his helmet and
that
ready
back
to
and
get
forth
back in.
with Tampa Bay was good. I think it's Rams to lose is the way I would put it. Seattle's definitely close, and I think I like San Francisco. But if you take a look at who they played, they really haven't played anybody yet, and they're going to get a good test with Cleveland here coming off of because San Francisco's coming off a bye week.
Yeah,
they're playing Cleveland, and I think they have another tough opponent after that, and I can't for the life of me can't remember who it is.
Well, I'll put it this way: I would definitely for next season. And I've always liked the Cardinals, only when Bruce Arians was there, of course. But for next season, I would actually get season tickets. I'm just telling y'all now to get your tickets for the Cardinals games. Those guys are going to wreck because eventually they're going to have to let go of Larry Fitzgerald. That way you guys can get some wide receivers from college to make that team better. You got a good quarterback, not great, but good. He's going to get figured out after they get the tape on him this year. But next year, I think, wasn't it Kyler Murray? This kid has something about him. He just doesn't quit and refuses to give up. I don't think the league mentality has gotten to him.
Unfortunately, though, Arizona's pretty much done. That kid has been hit 20 times, 20 sacks this season already. And I did look it up. San Francisco's got Rams in Week 6, and that'll be the test of where they're at in the division.
Yeah. Well, that would just be my take to come out of that division. I'm fingers crossed for 49ers, but Seattle may be a little bit too strong. So
I agree. I think Rams to lose. Yeah. Seattle's to take. That's my assessment.
We'll see. We only got a couple of weeks left.
Yep.
Well, I know we got to cut it short here, but I just wanted to say thanks everybody for checking us out. And I don't know. I enjoy the football league. I'm hoping that this actually grows for us. And I mean, I keep thinking what is it called? Any given Sunday. Right now, I'm starting to think it's any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. Especially with some of these teams that we're talking about in this league. So, you never know. You'll see us pretty often. Hopefully, coming up soon.
We're trying to get this thing together where there's at least a video out every week. Yeah. But right now, we can only get everybody together every 2 weeks. So, right now, we got a couple of good videos out. We're gonna get this one out, and definitely stay tuned. Right after Week 9, we're going to do our assessment of where the league is at and where the league is going.
I'll be leading the league.
And hopefully he'll be there.
Hopefully I'll be around for that, but I'll be leading the league. There's quite a few of us, but
yeah, hey, follow our all pick'ems on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Half Baked Sports. We post everybody's picks for that week and the results on Monday or Tuesday.
And I'm hoping that my any given Sunday comes soon because right now I'm number 5 in the league of maybe 10, so that's not a good look.
All right, we're out.
Take care, fellas.